What is going on, revolution of gaming and YouTube? Welcome to another Far Cry 3 co-op gameplay commentary. I'm with my bro Kmanlegend254, and I can't think of a better way to spend family day than to commentate on this gameplay with Kmanlegend254 in the game with me. So shout out to my bro Kmanlegend254 once again. He gets a nice streak going on a bridge later on in this gameplay. I'll try and point it out. So yeah, shout out to him, and it's really awesome playing Far Cry 3 with him. Hopefully I can get Dead Space 3 and we can play some co-op on that. That would be pretty sick, and I know you guys would want to see that for sure. So welcome to another video on my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Walking Dead episode Suicide King that was on yesterday, and it's still fresh in my mind. So let's get right down to it and let's start talking about it. And this episode had a lot to do with family. We had Merle and Darrell Dixon in this episode, and at the very start of the episode, they were sentenced to death by exile. I'm just kidding, guys. That was in Batman Dark Knight Rises. But no, seriously, they were sentenced to basically fight it out to the death. And the governor was like, "I'll fight to the death," and I was like, "Death by exile." it was kind of funny, but so basically, Merle and Darrell Dixon, I'm going to say that from now on because I saw the trailer for the Walking Dead video game, and it was like, "By the Walking Dead, Merle and Darrell Dixon." But anyway, so Merle and Darrell were fighting to the death, and all of a sudden they brought out these zombies, and guys, if you haven't seen the episode, spoilers, and don't watch it if you haven't seen the episode, because I really want to talk about it. I hope you guys have all seen the episode, so I can talk about it without you guys hearing any spoilers. I hope you guys have seen it, so if you haven't seen it, then don't watch this commentary until you have seen it. Once you've seen it, then come back and watch this, because there's a lot to talk about. So anyway, let's get back into it. So Merle and Darrell Dixon were fighting it out to the death, and they brought out these zombies, and then Merle's like, "Just follow my lead, big brother." Or no, little brother. Sorry, big brother. "Follow my lead, little brother." Alright, so then anyway, so Merle and Darrell get up, and they go back to back. Classic kick-ass scene right there. And then they start just fighting on all these zombies and all these civilians in the Woodbury. It was pretty awesome. And then there's this one scene where Darrell actually takes his crossbow from this other guy, and I thought that was an epic scene right there, because like they said in The Talking Dead, that crossbow is basically his Excalibur. You can recognize Darrell right away by the crossbow, and people know him because of that crossbow, and because he's a super nanny too, which is kind of funny. I'll get into that a little bit later. So anyways, and then Rick and Maggie and the rest of the crew rescue Merle and Darrell, and they all escape, and then you see the governor in this badass look just like walk right through the smoke. That was completely badass, guys. The governor is such a badass now, ever since he lost his daughter, even though she was already dead. In his mind, she wasn't dead, and now she is, according to him. So now he's basically, he has nothing else to really care about now but himself. So he's basically going to kill anything in his path. And he's going to leave behind a very bad path of destruction. I can feel it coming, guys. I know what happens in future episodes. I'm not going to tell any of you, though, because I don't want to ruin the surprise. But let's get into the next thing I want to talk about with this episode. And that was Merle and Darrell having to choose. Well, it was Daryl that had to choose basically, because Rick kind of told him that if you want to be with us, then Merle can't come along, and Daryl did not like that whatsoever. So he chose his blood. He chose going with Merle, and he kind of left the group. And that honestly, guys, I was surprised that he left, even though obviously I wasn't surprised he went with Merle. But at the same time, I was surprised that Rick just let him leave like that, because he's been like an essential part of the group, and now he's gone, and now he's on his own with Merle. And I know they can survive because they're complete badasses. They're the Dixon brothers, but still, like, I didn't want him to leave, and now he's gone. I hope in the future they kind of like meet up again, because I don't know. It's hard to explain, guys, but I loved him being a part of that group. It was pretty awesome. And now that he's gone, it's just like, well, time for Glenn to step up. And we all know that he's going to, because after Merle and Daryl left, Glenn basically gave it to Rick. He just like, okay, first of all, he was like, when he first saw Merle, he freaked out and he was ready to kill him, because Merle was the one that brought him and Maggie to Woodbury. So I thought that was pretty awesome that Glenn freaked out at him. And then once things calmed down and Daryl left, he's like, how could you just let that happen? How could you just let him leave? And then Rick was like, well, how do you expect me to stop him? And then they got into this fight and everything. And Glenn has really become like this badass character now, because when Daryl said about how Merle is family, Glenn was like, oh, this is the only family I have right here and back at the prison. And he was talking about Maggie, Beth, and Herschel. That's Glenn's family now. And even though they're not married or anything, obviously they wouldn't get married in a zombie apocalypse, but that's basically his family. So he was talking about how he would do anything to protect them, and I thought that was just awesome to see Glenn go through that change and transition from being this nerd to all of a sudden a badass protector. So let me know in the comments below, guys, if you enjoyed that whole fight between Rick and Glenn. I know I did. That was pretty sick. So let's get on to some other things that happened. Well, yeah, Glenn curb stomped a zombie, so that was pretty awesome. Greg Nicotero is very good at doing the blood and gore scenes, and I thought that was just amazing. So props to Greg Nicotero, and he was actually, I believe it was him that was the extra as a zombie. I know they revealed that on Talking Dead, so I thought that was pretty awesome too. He looked like a pretty sick zombie, so yeah. And after Glenn curb stomped him, they basically returned to prison. They tell Carol that Daryl, I almost said Daryl, let's call him Daryl. They tell Carol that Daryl is gone with his brother Merle. So she's all upset because obviously she had feelings for him and everything, for what he did, was trying to find Sophia and all that other stuff. So obviously she was upset, and Beth had this one scene in the prison. I know I'm skipping ahead a little bit. Beth had this one scene where she was actually mad at Daryl for leaving, and she was telling Carol about this, and Merle, Daryl, Carol. Anyway, she was telling Daryl about this, or no, she was telling Carol about this. Sorry, I don't know what I'm saying now. Anyway, you could tell this is a live commentary, because I'm not cutting any of this shit out. But she's telling Carol about how she's pissed that Daryl left and everything, and he was so good with the baby, and now Beth has like become this mother to the baby, and that actually takes me into the next topic, which is like getting closer to the final scenes of this of this episode. But before I get into that topic, I want to quickly mention the whole Woodbury town freaking out, because I think that's worth mentioning. They wanted to leave, and there was some zombies that were outside, and the zombies got into the town, and the governor just walks out of his apartment like a complete badass and shoots one of the citizens in the head at point blank range before they could turn. They were still alive. They're actually screaming for help. And the governor just walks out and shoots him in the head like a badass, and then walks back in his apartment. And he didn't say a word. I thought that was an amazing scene. He didn't say anything. He just walks up to them, bam, shoots him in the head, walks away. And that was pretty sick. So I just want to say, you know what, Governor? You are a badass. Anyway, guys, let's get on to the last topic of this commentary, and it is Family Day today, so this fits in with the whole theme of my commentary, because let's talk about the family in The Walking Dead. I already talked about Merle and Daryl Dixon. I already talked about Glenn, Herschel, Beth, and Maggie. Now let's talk about Carl, Judith, and Rick. And I'm going to also add in someone else there in a minute. You'll see in a minute. So basically, Rick returns to the prison, and he walks up to, I believe it was Beth that had the baby, or something. And so he sees the baby, and he stares at the baby. And while he's staring at the baby, there's these camera angles, and throughout the whole episode, I was telling my parents that I watched the episode with, I was telling them, somebody's watching them. I could notice that the camera angles were set to a different angle than they normally would be, because normally the camera angles, they have a wide shot, they have over the shoulder shot, they had all those shots in there, but they added another angle where it was like at the top of the stairs one time it was at the bottom of the stairs, and you could tell that it was from somebody's perspective because they were looking at the rest of the group. And I was like, okay, is somebody in the prison here? What the hell is going on? I don't understand this. For a second there, I didn't understand it until later. Then I was like, okay, this all makes sense. So when Rick had Judith, and he was looking at Judith like in her facial features, I don't know if he was thinking, well, the baby has the mother Lori's eyes and Shane's nose. That's kind of a joke on The Talking Dead, because some people think that the baby is Shane's, which I think it is Shane's. So I thought that's worth mentioning. But he was looking at the baby. All of a sudden, this music plays, and the camera angle changes once again. And I'm like, okay, somebody is there. Somebody is definitely in the prison with them, watching them. I can say 100% that somebody else is there. Okay, so then I'm just gonna sidetrack for a little bit and go to Tyrese and that group that arrived at the prison. Rick finds out from Herschel that there are new arrivals. Now I'm talking about it like it's an airport or something. So he just completely disregards Tyrese and the rest of the group for now. Walks past them, and then he comes back to Tyrese and the rest of the group, and Tyrese is like, okay guys, let me do the talking. And there's this one scene where Carl is staring at Tyrese and the group like a hawk. I thought, like, Chandler Riggs and his stare, it freaks me out. Like, that kid is such a badass. He would probably kill me in like 2 seconds. I'm scared of Chandler Riggs and the Carl character. He's a complete badass and he could kill anybody. And I just want to talk about Carl for a second here because they underestimate Carl. They're like, oh look, it's a kid and an old woman and a baby. We could definitely take them. At least that's what two members of the new group say. And then Tyrese is like, no, just let me do the talking. We're not gonna do that. These people are nice and everything. So they don't end up like trying to kill them or anything. But if they did, Carl killed his mother, okay? Like before she could turn. He's a complete badass. So, or at least we think he killed her. I mean, we have no proof that she is dead, even though later on in the episode something major happens. So I'll get into that in a bit. But for all we know, he killed his mother. He's a complete badass. So if they mess with Carl, he would mess them up really badly. Like, he would kill them in an instant, guys. There's no chance for them to survive if they mess with Carl. So, at the end of the day, do not mess with Carl. He will kill you. Plain and simple. I know I'm definitely not going to mess with that kid. So, anyway, guys, let's move on to the final topic now, which is the end of the episode. And oh my goodness. The end of the episode, holy shit. Okay, so basically, Rick finally meets up with Tyrese and the group, and they ask him if they can stay and everything, and he says no. And the reason why he says no is because you have to remember, Rick, ever since he woke up from the hospital and he kind of took control of this group, and that whole thing happened with Shane where he had to kill Shane, he feels responsible for everybody's death. He feels responsible for Shane, which he is. He feels responsible for Daryl. He feels responsible for T-Dog. He feels responsible for all those people that died. And that's all on Rick because he was the leader at the time. So he feels responsible for all those deaths, and it's really messing with his mind now. He's really not the same Rick that we saw in season 1. He's definitely changed a lot, and he is questioning his leadership, and he's questioning everything around him. So getting back to Tyrese and the group, he's talking to Tyrese and the group, and all of a sudden, like, Tyrese is asking him if I can join the group and everything, and he says no, which I just said before. I had to stop the commentary, guys, so I'm just continuing where we left off. So anyway, Tyrese asks him can I join. Rick feels responsible for the deaths of his friends, so he says no. Then Herschel says, now wait a minute here, and then he's talking to Herschel, and then he looks around, he looks at Herschel, he looks at the group, then he looks at Carl, and then all of a sudden he looks up. And who does he see when he looks up? He sees Lori. And Lori is in like this dark shadow. Half of her face is covered. It's almost like she has like a smile on her face. I can't really tell. She looks damn hot, by the way, because like she's in this like white robe. I don't know what the hell it is, but she looked like she was in Greece or something. But anyway, she was in this white robe, and she was smiling at Rick, and Rick just freaks out. I'm not kidding you guys. He just absolutely freaked out. He pulled out his pistol and was pointing it everywhere and was like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? And then he was like crying, and it was awesome. Like, that whole scene was awesome, guys. And this is why a lot of people think she's dead, because like that was her ghost and everything. according to some people. But you have to remember, guys, Daryl saw Merle in season 2 when he fell down that cliff. He was down there, and Merle was talking to him, kind of taunting him, and he wasn't real. He wasn't a ghost because he's not dead, but he definitely was not there. Like Daryl was just imagining it, and he had both of his hands, so you could tell that it wasn't really him. He wasn't there, and so now in this episode, Suicide King, when Rick saw Lori, nobody else could see her, obviously. But it all made sense to me now that Lori was watching the whole group. And this could mean two things. It could mean, one, that she is a ghost and she was watching everybody. Or two, it could mean that Rick is going absolutely insane. He saw Shane, and he's done a lot of other things that are pointing towards insanity. Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity? That was in my video earlier. But anyway, so he's pointing to having symptoms of insanity, guys. He looks like he's going insane, and he completely freaked out. The whole group was scared of him. Like, even Carl was backing up, and he was like, "Dad?" And he was like all freaked out. Oh, and just one sec, guys. I gotta shout out K-Man here. He wanted me to give him a shout out again. So thank you, K-Man, for protecting this bridge while I take care of business here. I appreciate it, and it was a lot of good help on your part, because I definitely could not have taken that bridge by myself. So anyway, guys, now that I'm done with the shout out, getting back to the story. So Carl was like, "Dad?" And he was like all worried about Rick, and then Maggie was concerned about Rick, and then Rick just freaked out, like I said. Everybody backed away, and after, like, it switched camera angles right before we saw Lori, so we knew somebody was up there staring at them, and then all of a sudden it is revealed that it was Lori. So that was pretty freaky. We knew that somebody was up there. So when he saw Lori, I was like, "Oh shit is about to hit the fan." I knew he was going to freak out, and I would like to be honest, guys. I was kind of hoping he would start shooting his gun or something, because that would have just freaked out the rest of the group and everything, and it would have been kind of funny to see. But they still were scared of him, and like I said, guys, there's no real proof that Lori is dead. I know we saw the zombie and he was fat and everything, but that doesn't really mean anything. Rick cut him open, and I don't think he found any evidence that Lori was consumed by the zombie at all. I don't think he found any evidence at all of that. It was just a fat zombie, because he did cut him open and they didn't show anything. So if they had like her wedding ring in the zombie, then obviously she would have been dead and stuff. That would have been a good way to show that she's dead. But I don't think that she's dead, honestly. I really don't. I think there's somebody else in the prison that is watching them too. I know it sounds crazy, guys, but I think there might be somebody else there. And they probably found Lori, and maybe I just want her to survive because she's Sarah, and the actress Sarah is just like amazing at being an actress. So maybe I want her to be alive, but maybe she is dead. I don't know, guys, but I honestly hope that she is still alive. Because if she is, and Rick actually sees her for real this time, and the rest of the group sees her, I wonder how he's going to react, because he already saw like a supposed ghost version of her, and he freaked out. So I wonder, okay, if he's going crazy, then I wonder if he's going to see anybody else. Like, he already saw Shane, he already saw Lori, Is he going to see Daryl or T-Dog in the next, or no, Dale, sorry, not Daryl, Dale. Is he going to see Dale or T-Dog in the next episodes? I'm not sure who he's going to see. And, like, it's just interesting, guys, to watch the ending of that. And just Rick is unstable now. And if you guys haven't seen Star Trek, the officer can relieve the commanding officer of his duty, like relieve the captain of his duty if he's unfit to proceed. So I think Rick is unfit to lead the group. I think Glenn or Carl should start to pick up the group and lead them, because I honestly think Rick cannot be a leader anymore. He's unfit to do that. And that was an awesome bridge scene. Thanks again to Kmanlegend254. But yeah, Rick is just, he's gone through a lot. And I know if I was Rick, I would be on the same page with him. I would be going crazy like that and seeing things that aren't really there. Because think about it, guys, out of all the members of the group, Rick has really gone through a lot of shit. And I don't blame him for seeing these things that aren't there. But leave your comment below. Like, where do you think they're going to go with this whole Rick being crazy storyline? Do you think he'll eventually turn on the rest of the group? And obviously he only cares about Carl and the baby right now. So do you think he would kill any other member of the group? And you know what? I'm sorry, guys. I have to apologize because I left out the whole Michonne thing. So basically, they had one scene where Michonne was just like sleeping like a baby because she didn't get any sleep at all. I just found it funny that she was sleeping better in the prison than she was in Woodbury, because in Woodbury she was acting like she was all pissed off all the time, and now she gets back to the prison. She obviously feels safe with Rick and the group, so she's sleeping like a little baby. That was kind of funny. And so then Michonne, Rick tells her that she needs to leave when she gets better. So I wonder where that's gonna go, guys. I wonder if he's really gonna make her leave. We'll see about that in future episodes. And like I said, leave a comment below. Tell me where you think they're gonna go with the whole Rick storyline. Before I end this commentary, guys, I just want to say a couple things. First of all, thank you guys so much for sticking with this video and watching it to the end. I really appreciate it, guys. And another thing I want to talk about was my new podcast called Teabagged. And the first episode was a success. I had my friends Bill and Jacob on the show. That video should be up within a couple days. It was done before The Walking Dead, so we have some talk about previous episodes in The Walking Dead, and we also have some other topics like the former police officer who killed officers in LA. So we have talked about that, and then we have talked about the PS4. So I hope you guys will like that new podcast, and we are shooting another episode this week, and we're recording that, and that should be up later as well. And I'm going to have another special guest on there, my friend True from the Endeavor clan, and he's going to talk about his story and how he plays as a partially blind gamer. And I think it's a really inspirational story for you guys to hear, and I hope you guys show some support for that video. And I just want to thank you guys for the continued support on my channel. I'm gonna try and apply for a machinima partnership soon, because I heard that nowadays they're a little bit easier to get than they were before. I know that they don't really accept a lot of people before, and now they're accepting more people, so more and more people that have machinima partnerships are getting their name out there. So I want to get my name out there, guys. And if you guys know any information about machinima partnerships, leave a comment below with a link, please, because, or actually no, you can't put a link in the comments, I forgot, thanks to YouTube, but send me a private message or something about machinima partnerships. I'd really appreciate the information, guys. And what else did I want to talk about too? Oh yeah, the DLC for Black Ops 2 is coming out. The Revolution map pack. I cannot wait for that, guys. I am going to use a lot of the Peacekeeper SMG on the new maps if I like it. And I want to try and get Diamond Camo before the Peacekeeper comes out, just so that I can focus on the Peacekeeper when it comes out, and hopefully get gold and diamond right away for that. I haven't actually seen any gameplay with the Peacekeeper as diamond camo. I've only seen it as gold camo, so I'm interested to see how it looks and how it feels in the game. And I will have some Black Ops 2 DLC gameplay up for you guys. I know it is already out for Xbox and you guys have already seen it, but I'm just going to have my thoughts on it, and I hope you guys will like that video. So, thank you once again for watching the video. We're coming to the end of this video now. I am going to just let the video finish here. Oh, what a nice headshot. I take him out. And, Merle and Durrell Dixon. I just like saying that. Merle and Durrell Dixon. I know the hashtag was the Walking Dixons last night. That was absolutely hilarious. Yeah, The Walking Dead, guys, for me, it's just like, I just love the show, and I guess I'm a super nerd. I don't know if you want to call me that or not, but it's just one of the best shows on TV. Same with Breaking Bad, and it's both on AMC. And all the actors in The Walking Dead were kind of like, they weren't very popular until The Walking Dead. Andrew Lincoln was in Love Actually, but all the other actors, basically, I never heard of most of them until The Walking Dead, and they're damn good actors. Like Chandler Rates, wow. Like I said, his stare is awesome. So leave your comment below, just telling me what you think of The Walking Dead in general. If you don't watch it, leave a comment below, tell me why you don't watch it. I'm interested to hear that too, because I know some people don't watch it, so just tell me why you don't watch it, and I would be interested to hear about that, guys. And if you do watch it, tell me why you do watch it. Obviously, I know why, though, because it's absolutely epic. So leave that comment below, too. And please check out my other videos I have on my channel, guys. I uploaded a Chernobyl re-upload video from my old channel, so go check that out. The ending is pretty awesome. I also uploaded my love commentary, which was well received, guys, so if you haven't checked that out, go check it out. Let's Talk Love Part 2. And I also uploaded a funny RCXD video, so please go check that out too. All the videos are on my channel, and they're all recent uploads. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe for more quality gameplay commentary. I would really appreciate it, guys. And now I'm just I'm on this boat here on the turret, trying to shoot this dog and the guys in the boat and guard this area. And Kman is almost dead, so I have to make sure I go revive him here. Hopefully I get to him on time. I'm stuck in the water, and now I'm almost dead, so I have to revive myself. Here we go. Revived. And then here, I try and revive him, and I don't know what the hell happens. Look, I can't even revive him. That was a complete glitch. Absolute fail. And I die too. So that is the end of it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this gameplay commentary. It was a long-ass gameplay. I hope to see you guys in my next video. Peace out, guys. See you later.